everyone, and welcome to another fun-filled episode of Fangirlz Assemble. I'm Fariha, and joining me all the way from Kentucky, Maddie and Kristan. How are you both?
Doing good. It's cold again. What happened?
Well,
Anybody else feel that?
It's actually pretty mild over here in
That was
Baltimore.
okay. I actually ended up going outside. I did cosplay photo shoots all weekend to kind of like save up some money for C2E2. And it was doable. The wind is a little harsh. I felt bad for some of my cosplayers that had like midriffs exposed. I was like, well, that's all we can do.
I mean, 40 is better than 13, but it's still, I don't like it. I miss my 70s that we had one time.
Gosh.
You know, and then we had a million tornadoes, so it's not great.
We also had to be inside, which was, bullshit.
Guys, I just came back from a weekend in Toronto, so you guys have no rights.
Yeah, I'll complain anyways.
Yeah, we're going to complain anyway. I feel like the Midwest winters are different, though, than
Really?
the Canadian winters. Yeah, because it's ridiculous. Like, it was like 10 degrees at the start of last week. And then by Friday, it was like 70. So we had 4 tornadoes and nonstop bad weather.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But one thing I would say, though, thank God for the time changing happened, because I love my nights to be smaller, because I can't because I'm already dark inside, dead inside. So it doesn't help when outside is also dark and dead. So what do you guys usually go to buy your graphic collected editions on cold, dark days like this, or nights?
That would be InStockTrades.com, where they currently have a 70% off sale on damages. There's some clearance. There's a lot of good things, so check that out. Coupon code St. Patty's Day ends tonight. Go do it right now. You're going to want to buy everything, and you should, because the shipping is amazing, and you won't have to worry about anything.
And what's the shipping situation?
You know, you spend $50, which I have to.
Right.
And it's free shipping in the States.
Isn't that amazing? So did you find anything cool in the damage sale?
You know, I've been on a buy-in ban, but I did have to get something from the damage sale. So I don't know. Should I tease that? Should I show that?
No, don't say it. What if someone go and buys it before you buy it?
Already bought it.
Oh, you already bought it.
Yeah.
I can say it. I can say it.
Then I can say it.
Yeah.
I got the Darth Vader Omnibus for about $27.
That's amazing.
So I'm hoping it's not really damaged.
Right. Speaking of Darth Vader Omnibus, I got onto this whole Star Wars thing after we selected Dr. Aphra. So I ended up getting the the oversized hardcover for the Jason Aaron's Star Wars. And I also showed up the New Hope and everything. The Jason, like 3 deluxe hardcover deluxe, I got them for like 10 each for 30. So I was really happy about that, because of it covers everything that's in the omnibus. So I'm just kind of thinking about reading the whole thing, starting from Star Wars, then Darth Vader, and then Dr. Aphra, because I think they all fall under each other. So I'm really excited about that. I'm one of those noob Star Wars, OG Star Wars, just only the 3 movies Star Wars fan person, or not even a fan, just knowledge person.
It sounds like you're a fan now. You're buying books.
Yeah.
Now you have to say that you're a Star Wars fan.
It's mostly like I want to know more because I was intrigued enough. But then Philip and I we're no longer friends because I said like those original movies suck. So
I mean, I don't love it either.
Oh, there you go. Well, Philip. well. What are you gonna do now? So. Before we start talking about reads and hauls and shit, sorry, I mean, whatever, who cares? Let's talk about
Suddenly you care about your language.
Yeah, I know, right?
I know there are children watching. So.
Yeah, because I was with my family, right? So I have this mental block, like I can't swear in front of my parents. So then I'm like, wait, I'm back. I don't have to worry about that. So there was a lot of comic book related, pop culture related news that was coming out this week. And so the first thing was there was a surprise trailer for Avengers Endgame.
No one knew that was coming.
Yeah, no one knew. And then it just happened. And I think it has like 200 however million views that they put out, that the videos and stuff. I think I contributed about 100 million of those to that. So, and guys, I don't know, I don't know why, but my heart rate is slightly elevated since then. Like I had this like constant adrenaline that just happening. I don't know what to do. And it's since the trailer. I don't know what to do.
I mean, you have to wait, is what you do.
Yeah, because honestly, they didn't show much, and so it was just like, here's a little teaser. I'm expecting time travel or like alternate realities or something crazy, and who knows what's gonna happen? I don't know. I don't know anything. All I know is I appreciate all of the comics that came out and fan art that came out after this trailer about Thor and Captain Marvel. And most importantly, not even about them together, just about Thor trying to set up Captain Marvel with Valkyrie.
I know,
that's adorable.
That's super cool. I don't know. I've been feeling like I'm so convinced that Cap's going to die. That Captain America is going to die.
I don't think so. Here's my thing. My thing. Now, granted, this is best case scenario, and I think it's one that would make you happy.
Mm-hmm.
I think the best thing that they could do, and I think it felt like it was kind of set up in the last movie, is for him to be kind of an alternate timeline deal, where he's able to go back to that moment where he's supposed to have that dance, and then live out the rest of his life, and as like a non-superpower, just a regular dude in another reality.
So the thing is, the reason I don't think that's a very disservice to his character from the comic, though, because he really doesn't like that. That he's actively against that in comics. So if they do that, I would think that
it's either that or death. Like there's one of two things. Like he's either gonna die and sacrifice himself, whatever, or be sent somewhere else. I would rather, me personally, I don't care what he wants in the comics. Movie Cap, to me, deserves alternate timeline life with Peggy.
But I wouldn't want that.
You wouldn't want that? Why? I'm surprised. She wanted to die. All right, Fariha, you heard it here. Phillip Evans, #3 wants Cap to die.
I don't want Cap to die. I want him to become the commander of S.H.I.E.L.D. as he's in Secret Avenger. Or like, he becomes a commander, like, which is something that I want the comic book to happen too, that, him to move on to become something different, not just Captain America anymore, and then, or commander of the S.H.I.E.L.D. Because so the thing is, I personally think that he's going to die because there is very, very few people who can do proper stakes without including character death into it. I don't know how they can, because there's this whole idea since Game of Thrones introduced it. Now apparently this is like a new thing.
It's a new thing.
I mean, I don't know, maybe past thing, whatever. That death equals to stake. I personally agree with it.
I don't think it's so much that. It's just like, because his story's over.
Right.
No, I don't believe that they can. So maybe there's a third option. And to me, the only other third option would be if you're going to close Cap's story and not include any more future films, same with Iron Man, but still potentially include other characters, then you have to go cosmic and then completely leave Earth alone. Because if they go back to Earth at all and do anything, it does not make sense why anything would happen and Cap would not be involved. Whether he goes and does S.H.I.E.L.D. or does something else, it would make no sense. And we're still going to have a Black Widow movie and everything else. So, like...
And that's one of the reasons I want him to become commander. So, as a commander, he can just show up. It's like, hey, you guys, you should do this. Okay, I'm going to go back to my...
I don't think he's going to come back to this. I think that's it.
Yeah.
This one last movie, Cap's gone.
So, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't like that. Well, here's the thing. Both of those storyline was actually written by Mark Waid. And in both of them, he actively doesn't like the idea of going back in time. Like, it's not something that he likes doing. And, the one of the other one was like, because he was so interested into going back because, he was missing the past and he wasn't getting used to it. And as soon as he goes back, he realized how shitty situation were, like, in terms of like, in terms of women's right, in terms of, African American people's right, and how much things have progressed. So he actually wanted to come back. And then another one, he was always have this thing is like, no, past should be left alone. It's always about the future.
Well, I don't see it as like a time travel thing.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying time travel in their universe, because that wouldn't make sense. It would disrupt everything.
Right.
I'm saying alternate timeline.
Mm.
Now, I know that seems crazy, but Marvel's getting to a point where alternate timelines are probably going to be a thing that happens.
Well, yeah, because if you see the Far From Home trailer, that does not look normal. Nothing about that trailer looks normal. Like, it's like half the billion people got, like, half of the population of world population snapped away. And even though they came back, oh, guess what? Kids are still going to Europe trip.
Well, I don't think they would remember.
Well, in that case, what was the point of it all? Then you kind of introduce.
I mean, that's how the comic book was. I don't think, besides like people who were directly involved with Thanos they would have no idea. At worst, it's like a weird deja vu feeling.
Oh boy, that's no good. I don't like that.
And there might be some time travel involved where that never even happens in the first place. I think there's a very high chance that they edit it to where the snap doesn't even happen.
I don't like that. Anyway, here's the thing. We have no idea. Like, we have no idea what's going to happen.
Oh, no. No clue.
Yeah, so I'm still
going to kill them all.
Say that again?
They're just going to kill every character.
That's what you were saying. You were going.
They're just going to kill them all. Yeah. What's the point, right? There's no more movie. Well, who cares, right? It's never coming back. Whatever.
I mean, to be honest, though, if Cap really dies, I don't know. I feel like MCU for me would be, I'm just going to go because, it's something that was a thing. But otherwise, I don't think I would have any more emotional investment. So
it's mostly going to be done by then, though. Really? If they're not coming back.
That's true.
I mean, cosmic or bust. I'm going to keep saying it until it happens. Wishful thinking? Maybe. I'm getting that Nova movie or I'm rioting. Cosmic, Marvel, or bust.
I think you're going to riot until then.
Over here now, okay? So I want Skrulls. I want space. I want Nova, okay? Listen, I want Thanos to be a buddy cop situation. Thank you.
You're right. Well, speaking of cosmic stuff, James Gunn is back as a director, which is another pointless, useless exercise of what was the point of it. It's as if that firing never even happened. So
I'm not surprised at all.
You're not?
Not at all.
No.
And it's such a PR move with the timing and everything. I mean,
and all the actors were very adamant that they either were going to have him back or were going to do it, right? So, I mean, I'm glad they did it because I was really worried because Guardians is my favorite, and I was like, yeah, bring him back. There's a difference between someone being an actual shitty person and someone who made some shitty jokes during a time when literally all the comics made really awful, insensitive jokes. So welcome back, James Gunn. Happy to see you.
Yeah.
Happy to get this fixed.
I've been actually wondering since that, because remember the time when he was fired, we were just first starting the show. And that's when Kristan actually said, because I was like, well, who did the background checks on him? And then Kristan's like, maybe that person's fired too.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope they also got their job back.
Maybe.
Who knows?
If they got fired, I hope they also got their job back.
Or they did the background check and they didn't care until there was a riot. Which often happens.
I mean, it's a whole different world now. You wouldn't even think that you need to look and review everyone's tweets from 10 years ago.
I mean, 10 years ago, Twitter was a different beast.
Oh, yeah.
So different.
Yeah. But anyway, I actually personally, I don't have much, much. I hated the way it happened. So, the whole thing about some weird guy, I don't even know what's his deal. Brought it back up because he said something against Trump and then all of that. It was mostly a revenge thing, la-di-da-di-da. I hated that it happened that way, but at the same time, dude, why those jokes were there in the first place. But then again, apparently he apologized, la-di-da-di-da, and here we are. So,
I think I'm pretty much with Phillip on this. He said, Phillip Evans, I don't care either way, but his tweets were way worse and not even really jokes compared to anything in comics. That's how I feel too.
No, I do agree. And when I say comics, I don't mean comics as in books.
Right.
I meant like
comedy
comedians at that time. But I don't disagree. I think what he said was deplorable. And I'm glad it was brought up. But I also think people change in 10 years.
Yeah, that's totally what. Anyway, what other things happened?
Bryan Singer's gone.
Yay!
He's an actual deplorable human being who got fired from doing Red Sonja, and she deserves better and not a child molester. So bye.
Like, why did it take so long, though? Right?
Oh my god!
Like, because even when all that stuff came up again, they were like, "He's still directing it." It's like, what? Wait. Even
when like Rami Malek, after Bohemian Rhapsody, was like, "Yeah, he got fired and he sucked," and honestly, working with him was not great. I'm like, you still just keeping him on just in case? Let the boy.
They went until Rami won an Oscar. That's what it was.
Yeah,
they were like, "Oh, we care more about what he says."
Well, it wasn't it like, didn't we say in the show that he will get fired? So
yeah, it was so up in the air though. So now we finally got confirmation that he's gone. Which I don't know if this means that Red Sonja will get picked up or not. Because part of me worries it because this is a property that's been up in the air for a long time, and nothing's been done with it. And I really hope that they make a decision by getting a really talented director that's going to care about the character in a way that makes sense in someone who's read the comics, because the Red Sonja that's in, that had the movie up before is a much different Red Sonja than in the comics. And at the same time, if someone just looked at the Red Sonja covers, they would make a much different movie than someone who's read it and read recent comics of her. So I hope we get somebody that does her justice. I would love a female director. I'm not saying that only a female director could write this story. I don't think that's true, but I hope it goes to somebody that understands she's more than just a hot piece of ass, because she is, and I hope she is sexy, but she's a lot more than just that, and they owe it to her. So,
do you have a dream cast?
No, something I've thought about. I want someone with I want a real muscular woman. I think there's a lot of really lean, muscular women that get to play these like Gal Gadot does have a lot of muscle. She's very toned, but you wouldn't immediately think that when you see her. Same with Brie Larson. Although when she wore that dress on the red carpet, that blue one, I was like, whoa, ooh, okay. I would like somebody that has some serious build to them. But yeah, I tried to think about an actress, and I don't think I can picture someone. I don't know. But anyways, hopefully something comes out of it. I'm worried that because once he got fired, that it just won't happen. I don't know.
Yeah, I was actually when I saw it, I was like, I should ask it to Maddie, because you are the only one I know who cares about Red Sonja.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I should ask Maddie about this. Well, the other thing was, this was more of a stealth thing that happened. It kind of without much fanfare, but ShangChi, the first superhero movie, got greenlit and got a director, and it's MCU as well. So I was very I'm like, wait, is it MCU? Is it, what is this? But that's happening.
So so this is something I'd love to talk about, because my current job involves China. It's directly involved. And directly involved to Chinese interests sometimes. Chinese an intersect of Chinese and American interests. So Hollywood's been taking a very interesting turn, because there's a huge box office market in China. And so you'll start to notice, and probably already have started to notice, a shift in a lot of movies in the past few years. Pacific Rim 2 only came out because they thought it would appeal to Chinese audiences. It didn't do well, but that was
even in China, it didn't.
Pacific Rim 2, no.
Oh, okay.
It didn't land.
That movie was really boring, but
it was not good. You'll see a lot more Chinese actors in films, both Chinese American and Chinese national. And the reason why Aquaman did so well was a Chinese director. And so I think we've already hired a few Chinese directors for MCU films in the future, from what I understand, not just with Shang-Chi, but it'll be interesting to see how that affects comic movies going forth, because that's a really important audience, over there. Ooh, also I learned something else interesting. Sorry, I'm just ranting.
No, go for it.
Not really ranting, but just like, here's all this stuff I've been thinking about over the week. Okay. So I've been following quite a few Chinese comic book artists, not really comic book artists as in writing comic books, but like fan artists on Twitter. And there's been a really interesting discussion I've seen. Even Gail Simone kind of talked about it as well, that like in China, this is, again, I don't have any numbers to give you, but like what I'm seeing from, Chinese comic book fans, it seems like a huge portion of the fans are actually women. And I was really impressed. Like, I mean, like a huge portion, like a majority. And I thought that was really, really cool. And like, even Gail Simone said, yeah, like, most of the people that came by my booth were like women. Like, and most people we saw at the Comic Cons that were like comic book fans were women. I was like, oh, that's really
they're Western comic fans.
Yeah.
Like not manga, not like Western comic fans.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I was like, oh, that's neat.
Yeah, that is pretty neat.
But anyways, I think that's the reason why Marvel decided to move on. Man, I hate saying the name out loud because I feel like that's just like the Western pronunciation of it, but ShangChi.
It is ShangChi. Like, is there another pronunciation of it?
Chinese, it wouldn't be, that's not a sound.
Oh,
Chinese.
Okay.
But yeah, ShangChi. I feel like that's why they made the move on it. It's for Chinese audiences, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, but I was surprised about it was just such a stealthily done. Like, I'm like, there was no fanfare, none of this. I was like, But one thing I would say though, if you look at all the directors for the upcoming Marvel, like MCU, like post Endgame, I've never seen anything so diverse. like there's 6 movies that got greenlit so far, and it's Ryan Coogler. I'm forgetting the names, but one a lady for the Black Widow. Then also the director for Shang-Chi, who's an Asian American. Then James Gunn and a couple of other ladies. So I was like, oh, that's very interesting. I don't know why I have a high-pitched voice, but I thought it was very interesting. So Scott Derrickson for Doctor Strange too. Like, it's a very 6 movies. It was not like, it's a very diverse group of people, which I was like, pretty neat,
Yeah. And I bet after next month when they drop Endgame,
right,
we'll get to see a lot more of these new movies announced too. I'm ready for this movie to be I'm ready for the movie to come, especially because after that I feel like they'll be like, okay, here's the other movies we're hiding.
Because my heart needs to stop. It just seriously, it just have this I have this constant adrenaline rush all the time. It's really annoying. It's very annoying me. Yeah, but then also now I have an insider in Disney because someone very close to me got a job in Disney, and I'm very excited about that. So we can find out exactly how much they are paying critics from that person.
You're just gonna keep that conspiracy alive.
I should, right? I mean, I would really, really want to, but anyway. So that's something that's going to happen. Also, Captain Marvel made a boatload of money. So
tons. Yeah.
The thing is, though, I actually rewatched it again. I love that movie more at a rewatch. So I would recommend everyone to go see it again. If it's the first watch, it was okay, but the second watch, it kind of made it much better. Because I was looking for other things, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a thing that happened. But but also online, there's a lot of people who doesn't have a bunch of imagination, and you're like, ugh, sad. Anyway, but that's okay. That's neither here nor there. All right, what else we got? Kristan, you got anything?
Yeah, I have some news. I don't know if you guys heard this, but Viz Media, who's the biggest manga publisher, they are collaborating with manga-inspired creators to develop graphic novels for their new English language imprint, Viz Originals, which comes out next year. This is big news, really big news, because someone pointed out on Twitter in response to this, Viz is the largest publisher of graphic novels and comic books in the United States, the largest, which I never even realized, but that makes sense. So that's crazy.
Are they the largest because they are the only one with the manga publishing? Like, I don't hear anyone else doing that. Is that why? Like, I mean, what
Oh,
makes
there's
them?
other manga publishers.
Yeah.
There is or there isn't?
Yeah. There are. Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
okay.
not a monopoly. No.
So what they makes them the biggest, like in terms of amount?
I mean,
or-
I can look into that. I just know that was cited a few times in response to this.
Okay.
I don't actually know.
So when are these gonna be coming out?
2020.
2020. I'm
Mhm.
gonna be looking forward to that. Well, you ladies keep an eye out for it and let me know.
We'll stare at that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just be my what you call it, filter, and then the good ones, the must.
You're gonna be like, read the. So wait. Because that won't technically be manga, does that mean you'll read it?
Yeah.
Just because it's not translated?
Because
Does that make sense to you?
No, it's not that. It's just like, I don't know. Manga never got my attention.
But I just want you to know that doesn't make sense, right? Like
Yeah.
everyone who says, I don't like manga, I'm like, wait, so you don't like comics like written and drawn by Japanese people? That's what you're saying.
No,
Like,
for me,
If you don't like some manga, that's fine, but like you haven't read everything. There's good stuff out there.
But the thing is,
Some stuff's weird.
most of the things that I read, it didn't caught my attention. And
I
then
mean, you loved My Brother's Husband.
I did because it was so different. Like,
Well,
that's why.
That's how comics are, though, right?
Sorry?
That's how comics are, though, right? You hate Strangers in Paradise, but you love Captain America stuff.
Yeah, because
It's the same thing.
I just like the blonde guy running around with a shield.
I just don't think you can say, "Hey, I hate manga," because it doesn't make sense.
I can't say that I hate though, because I don't hate anything. That's the thing. There's certain
Oh, you hate stuff, girl. Don't say that. You hate a lot.
No, let me rephrase. Let me say that properly. I only hate things that I've actually read and hated it. But I didn't read enough manga to say that, oh, I hate this. Because
That's fair, but you swear it off a lot. Now, you know you do.
swear it off what? Like manga?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's never got my attention. That's all. It never got my
I'm just proving my point that it makes no sense.
Well, yeah, but then you also don't read superhero stuff as much. Like, I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
don't know
yeah, I do.
what to say. Like, I mean, it's like, yeah, it just never got my attention. That's all.
Okay.
And
But you know what I'm saying.
Like, that because the thing is like, and also financially, it's just kind of something that I can't kind of get into as much.
I won't disagree that it is like.
Well, there's a lot of like digital sources now, so.
Yeah.
Well, now there is. And
A lot more like streaming, but digital, like with like
Mhm.
Jump. I hope that other distributors do the same.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot on Comixology too. They're getting like,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
Mm.
I look forward to like a day where I don't have to read all of my manga legally, like I've done most of my life.
Well,
Like I'm always impressed by the guys who collect a lot of this stuff. I say the guys so that I think about the guys in the group.
Mm.
But like, man, I want to buy all of Monster so bad, and all of like.
See, that's an easy commitment though. There's like 9 volumes.
Yeah, it's better than One Piece, which is eventually.
Yeah, no, I mean the thing is, like, to me, it's like I'm always already painted myself into a corner by all the stuff that I have from the Western comics and stuff, and at this time I cannot include my get into another thing that I know that I'm kind of obsessive, and then I become like, oh, I'll buy a whole bunch, then I'm like, I'm going to paint myself into a corner again. So it's kind of like one of those things like, but if it floats your boat, go for it. But the Brother's Husband, I had to read that because because of my personal thing. I talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I needed to see that point of view because growing up, from that particular culture, and then how homophobic it can be, I needed to see that point of view. So yeah. Like, if there's other things like that, by all means, I shall check them out. But even those two was like $13 each. And then I finished that in like 30 minutes. So, it can add up. Like, I'd
argue that's not everything, but yeah. Sure.
So, oh well. Anyway, so what else?
Well, we can talk about our hauls. I actually bought stuff.
Tell me.
Show us.
I haven't read everything yet, but I'm on my way.
Mm-hmm.
So I made an in stock trades order. It's been a while. it's hard because I'm in the middle of moving and C2E2 is coming up, so you know how it is. I got Mr. and Mrs. X. I haven't read it yet, but I knew that I would have to pick it up.
Yay! I also got it.
And loved it. And so I'm super, super, super excited for this. I've only heard, wonderful things. So I'm really excited to jump into it. Like, it looks great. I'm just glad that this was a run that exists. More couple runs, please. That's what I want. I don't care if I'm a stereotype. I want more runs of just like people being couples. That's what I want. And I picked up our pick, Dr. Afro, which I haven't read yet either, but I'm really, really excited to. So whenever we have time to like all discuss it, I'm interested to see how me, a Star Wars noob, likes it. Because I'll be really surprised if I read this and then I go down like a Star Wars spiral, like reading all of them. But that'll be pretty exciting for me too, because I want to. Mm-hmm. Like, and on the inside, I'm like, I'm a huge Star Trek fan, and I'm like, what is the other side like? Like, how's the other side live when they have so much merchandise? And what is that like? I'm excited. Hardcover. Like, honestly, I'm pretty impressed with like just the size of this, and like the inside's beautiful.
Nice.
That's
gorgeous.
Nice.
I didn't see that, but I think you'd be okay though, because this is kind of like a standout, like an one-off characters that's not like the comic is her first appearance. So
okay, nice.
Wasn't she in Vader though?
She's what?
She was in Darth Vader though, I thought.
I know, but in the Darth Vader comics, like that's what I mean.
Right.
Like she makes an appearance all in the comics. Like it wasn't that she was in the movie.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Some cartoon, and then this is like no. So I'm kind of excited to see how to read this. So yeah.
So I'm going to try to read this before C2E2 because the author is there, right?
Kieran
isn't? I thought so.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe I just like dreamed it to existence, but I thought maybe. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. My bad if I am.
No, there is like someone who is going to be there, and I thought that I was gonna let you know because I'm like, oh, Maddie will like to know that Amy Chu.
I'm definitely gonna talk to Amy Chu. I wanted to interview her, but I couldn't find any of her information. Sorry, I got distracted. Drew B, are you talking about Sui Conan in here? What's happening? Okay, I'm just gonna leave that alone. We'll talk about this later, Drew. So then I picked up Justice League Dark.
Ooh.
I'm really excited about this. I've been wanting to read it ever since like the issues started dropping, but I don't read issues. Mm-hmm. Well, with an exception that I'll get to with recent reads. But this team up looks ridiculous. It's Wonder Woman, Detective Chimp, Swamp Thing, Zatanna, and this bat person. Man-Bat, probably.
Right.
I'm super excited to read this. One thing I noticed, though, and I've noticed in some trades I've been picking up from DC, is that they changed their paper.
What is it now?
It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's not glossy.
Ooh.
It feels more like yeah, I guess. It feels cheaper.
Can you throw it? Like, or is it like more of a feel?
It's a feel.
Oh.
It just feels cheaper.
Like a Marvel ones.
I don't know. And I think like DC's starting to do that with all of theirs. From what I've seen. I'm sure somebody else knows this already. Mm-hmm. But I was really surprised because I was like, oh, look at this book. Why does this feel weird? Mm-hmm. But maybe it's fine, but everybody should just keep an eye out. And also, DC has dropped the Rebirth logo, which, I mean, fine, DC, whatever. But now, this is going to F up my bookshelf again. But that's cool. Let's just keep doing this. This is not what they looked like. And so it was easier for me to figure out what was a regular run and like the continuity versus like a one-shot. Because Supergirl being Super has a different spine than all the other books that were coming out there at the same time. And so I could pick out like, oh, okay, so this book is a one-off. And then the rest of these books are part of continuity. Now, I have no idea, which is okay, but a little annoying. And I worry a little bit for newer readers.
But the thing is, like, it's like now all of those, with the new writers, though, it all became black.
Yeah, so everything. I guess everything after Justice League No Justice. It
Yeah,
looks like.
so I think like someone was showing it in the group that they make sense. Like if you put all of those traits together, so I think they're just telling you
Oh, that's true.
put all the white ones together and then put all the next ones together. Like it's
Yeah,
going in that direction. So do tell me what you think about this, because
I will.
I'm interested into this. But I have a feeling that they're gonna be doing an omnibus or a deluxe in future. So
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about too, because all of the newest Justice League runs following Justice League No Justice, which was that big month-long event that kind of split the Justice League up into different teams. Because there's Justice League Dark, Justice League Odyssey, and then I guess Justice League of America. There's like another team up for that one. They all look really good. But I don't know what's going to be like. It's always good to see the Justice League get a mix-up, because I think that crew, they're together a lot. Give them a new thing. Yeah. But we'll see. Also, I picked up Sunstone, the hardcover book 1. First of all, this book is huge. Look at this compared to my face.
Like bigger than regular oversized?
Yeah, this is by Stepan Sejic. He wrote it with his wife. Linda, or is it Linda? I think her name is Linda. Yeah. So this series, I've been wanting to pick this up for a long time because I'm a huge fan of the artist / writer. He's doing a lot of Justice League covers now too. And he's also the one who's been doing that Wonder Woman Lara Croft fan art that's been going around. I can't show you a lot of this book because it is explicit. Sexually explicit, but the art is beautiful. So it's a lesbian BDSM romance. Now, of course, when you throw the BDSM in there, naturally it's going to be explicit. This is 18 plus. It is erotica. There's a lot of things in here I can't open up the page to. But the art is beautiful, and honestly, this story is very sincere. It feels like a very sincere romance. It kind of reminded me like if Strangers in Paradise were in color and there was a lot of sex, maybe this would be it. I don't know. But the way these two women approach it, it just feels very natural. And I just really fell in love with their characters because they both are looking for, they both want to get more into BDSM and find like a true partner, right? So you have the dominant and the sub, and they want to find their counterpart. And so they meet each other online. And they start to talk, and they're both getting so excited. And they both start to fall for each other. And so it's navigating like, okay, are we just hitting it? Or are we like, are we something more? And how do you navigate that in the BDSM world? And they do a good job of like kind of teaching you as they go about like what that world looks like as far as like, safe words and like how to make sure you're not going too far and like, the whole ritual of everything. And it's just... He does a great job. I only knew him as an artist before this, and his art's incredible. But he really does a good job of like writing real characters. I recommend this for anyone. Just read it in private. Maybe don't bring us out. This isn't the book you're going to bring out to the public to read at Starbucks.
Take them all.
Yeah.
Well, this and Saga. You do not want to.
No.
Especially Saga, they have been revealed in one panel in
like immediately. It's like
it's
doing it. All right.
Or like Sin City, maybe don't do that.
Oh really? Since it is like that too?
Oh yeah.
There's a consistent naked guy.
Oh
yeah.
But I love the way the panels are out. Like she's beautiful. Like all the outfits are really cool. I want to cosplay from it kind of, and I was just like, Maddie, you can't do it in public. But I love it. I super recommend it. This hardcover is beautiful. If you're gonna get it as a hardcover. There's 2 out now.
You can't do it in public. Doesn't mean you can't do it in private.
I can probably still do it at a con. Honestly, some of this it's less revealing than
Listen, some of what I saw in New York Comic Con, I'm like, like there are kids around, but ah well. Anyway, the other book that you got, Sugar, that's a spin-off of this, right?
Yeah. And I don't see it directly related. I guess they just put it in the same kind of universe.
Oh, okay.
I'd have to go back and read it. But yeah, so like Sunstone has its own universe. There's a second hardcover. And then right now he's writing Sunstone Mercy, which comes before this book.
Oh, okay.
But there's a few other things too. Like, honestly, please read this. I recommend it for everyone. This was such an interesting thing to read, and I didn't know. And then when I started bringing it up to people, they're like, "Oh, Sunstone." I was like, "How'd you know and not tell me about this?" Like, anyways,
yeah, I read like the first trade when it was out, but then the second trade was not out at that time. And then I just kind of like, oh, okay, I'll pick up. And then I kind of completely forgot about it. And then like someone pointed out that like someone was so, and then at that time I didn't even know the name or anything. And then someone pointed out, like, Tiffany Niles in the group, she pointed it out. Then I went back to look for it. I'm like, oh yeah, it's that one, because Goodreads told me I already read it.
Yeah.
Like I completely forgot the name and everything. Like all I remember, it was like, because someone said that, oh, like 50 Shades of Grey is like whatever, like read these instead, those dumb articles, and it was actually included in those. And then then I never went back. So now that there is like 2 deluxe, so I will probably pick those up in like.
I recommend it.
Yeah,
they're really nice.
They look nice as well.
Yeah. And there's no dust jacket, because I love that.
No dust jacket.
Love it.
Image
No
though,
dust
right?
jacket.
It's image, right?
Oh, it's Top Cow.
Oh.
That's an imprint of Image, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Image. Yeah, sorry, Image.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you can get this on In Stock Trades. That's where I got it, and I wish I had gone ahead and gotten the second hardcover. So I'm probably gonna pick that up soon.
Well, obviously there's not a dust jacket because the book itself has to be naked, right?
Yeah. There's a message to send. I love it. If this is on your shelf, though, people are gonna know immediately. Like they won't know from the side. Like, oh, what a nice book for my Christian Minecraft server. and then you look at this and you're like,
let's get a little weirder.
What kind of geeky shit's on your book? So I got another book, but it's not with me because it's at work. So because I was reading it there, but I got West Coast Avengers.
Ooh,
that was fun.
It's super fun. I kind of wanted a little bit more from it, but that being said,
first book, Maddie.
Oh no, I'm
besides Kelly Thompson. You cannot.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. I had a great time. I want more. I love that crew they've got together.
It has your boy Quentin Quire.
I love it. I love Quentin Quire so much. I love Kid Omega so much. I don't know why, but man, I love Kid Omega. He should be in everything. He's such a little shit. I love him. And then you've got America Chavez, and she's way more fun in this than her run, I feel like. And then you've got both Hawkeyes.
And Gwenpool. That's all I care.
And honestly, I've never read Gwenpool before this, but she is a delight.
Oh my God, you have to. You have to read Gwenpool right now. You have to read Gwenpool. Like, I don't think I'm going to read, like, I read Gwenpool in January, and nothing I read so far come anywhere close to that.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Like, nothing did.
Oh,
and as far as, like, goodness or fun level?
Like, just in terms of creativity. Like, like it's not even just, like it's fun, but it has its moment. Then you are like, okay, where's this going? And then you are like, whoa. Like, in terms of creativity and stuff, it is out of this world. Oh my God. Like, I don't understand why there is not a perfect omnibus for this that should be just pink out of nothing, like, super pink, and that should exist. I don't know why it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it'd be like the perfect size, right?
Yeah, and it's just, it's so good. I mean, after that was finished, like, oh my God, I can't. Like, the fact that they, like, there's so much to it. I had to know that where she's in more. And then when I saw the West Coast Avengers, I'm like, perfect. I'm sold. But Okay, so I'm really looking forward to it because I also got that trade. So I'm really that was my most wanted trade this year. That and Immortal Hulk, like those two are the ones
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to, and I'm so I can't wait to get into those. Like, oh my god, so good. Everyone should read Go and Pull.
I'm going.
I'm down. I'm convinced. I'll do it.
I mean, now I'm going to be.
We're doing this now. I can. Yeah, we all leave. All right, show's over. Let me look under. I'll check Marvel Unlimited now.
Yeah.
Did
So
you guys get anything? Oh, I read Dark Phoenix Saga this week. That's
and
something.
how was that?
I think it would have been better if I had like read all of the Claremont run before that. I would have connected more.
Mm.
That was okay. I'm glad I read it because it's like a major event. You know what I mean?
Speaking of Claremont run, guess what I got?
Ooh,
Wait,
nice.
what? What?
Yes,
Are you going to explain to me? This is an old comic, you know?
I know. So
What's happening?
the thing is, this was
What happened to you?
the amazing Adonis of the group. He was selling these, all three of them, for $200, and so I thought, well, why not? Let me take it, check it out. Maybe this will get me into X-Men, and if I don't like it, I'll still be able to sell it for for what I got. So
Okay.
I couldn't pass up the deal, and
It's an easy read. I think you'll like it.
like that's what people keep on telling me, especially the women. Apparently the female portrayal in this is amazing, and
Claremont was known for that. Yeah, he killed it back then.
right. So, and the thing is, the way everyone talks about Claremont and this run and everything, I thought that I wouldn't do it a justice if I don't try it out and check it out.
I mean, you're opening your mind. I really appreciate that.
See,
As a human.
I do have people accuse me of not having an open mind from time to time, but
Well, you do say things like all comics before 2000 are bad.
yeah,
Or
they are.
unreadable.
No, they are. But seriously though, here's the thing: the ones that actually survives are the one that actually transcends time. Like, for example, Mike Grail's Green Arrow, or I'm forgetting his name, Danny O'Neill's Question. Like, they actually transcends time. And this one, the way people talk about it, I'm kind of really hopeful that this will too. Because if not, people wouldn't talk about it. That's also another thing. Like, how often do people
you usually don't say that?
say that again?
You usually don't add that into it. My dad's gonna lose his mind when he watches this because he's like, she says all old books are bad. You know, and he's the Claremont guy. Like, he knows everything about it.
I mean, that's the thing. The most of the ones that old books that I try, because people talk about it so much, and then when I'm like, okay, let's see why, I see the reason. I see the reason why I do, because no one talks about Avengers 1991. No one does. It's not a thing that people do. Why?
Well, that's the 90s.
No, because it didn't survive. It didn't make any impact on people. But
well, hey, I'll read the first Omni with you. I have that one.
Yeah,
I don't have the rest because they went out of print on me.
I've got it on my tablet because Omar put it there. I'll read it along too.
Okay, perfect. So let's do it because
maybe Omar will forgive me then for reading Dark Phoenix so bad.
Because I was looking through the three Omnis. They're pretty chunky size, and I'm kind of looking forward to it because I need a way to get into X-Men. For some reason, the animated show is like the one thing that I connected to, but comic X-Men, I was like, what's wrong with you people?
Did you ever read Astonishing?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I did read New X-Men though. I read New X-Men.
I didn't read that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I read New X-Men and I was like, okay, I get it. I was into it, but then at the same time, it was like this whole idea of ugly mutants, and I'm like, me and ugly characters don't kind of get along. So I was like, whatever. Okay, I get it. Mutants can have many forms. Get to the point. And so it just didn't mix up. So I'm kind of hoping that this gets me into it. So yeah, I got that. Now, there's another one that I also talked about that I got this, the $10, all three of them. I don't have all three of them over here, but Jason Aaron's the oversized hardcover. I thought that, well, $10 each for this or $62 or whatever dollar for the omnibus. I kind of went with this because
Smart.
So I don't know where this is set in grand scheme of things. Anyone knows? Okay.
I mean, I know you can just jump into it. That's all I know. And it has your favorite characters from the old movies.
Right. But no, I mean in the movies, like where is it set? Like
yeah, I don't know. Maybe after New Hope.
Sorry.
After New Hope. There you go.
Yeah, after New Hope. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. So I get it. All right. So this is that. Now, this is another book that I've heard about it through a podcast that my friend Sudip got me into. I am so sorry that I'm forgetting this. This live stream. Like he has a channel on YouTube, and I'm forgetting about it. And he talked about this book as like the best comic you have never heard of. And I was like, tell me more. Turns out it has a female protagonist. So I'm like, that sounds something that I would buy. So I looked through Amazon, and there was a copy that was, it's very out of print, but there was a copy for $25. So I'm like, let me get it. It's called Sparks by Lawrence Marvitt. It's an urban fairy tale. That's what it is. And
it's chunky.
It's a chunky book.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a chunky book, and it apparently didn't do very well, even though it was Eisner nominated. It didn't do very well. So they only did like 4 issues, apparently this is 4 issues. And then there's a bunch of unpublished stuff, and then it stopped. And then this came out, and then this didn't even do very well either. But the way he said it, it also has a foreword by Paul Dini. So it's something about urban fairy tale. Eisner nominated, a fairy tale gone very wrong and very real. Ace auto mechanic, but socially inept Josephine has built a perfect man out of old auto parts. Sounds like something I would do. He has come to life. Albeit nothing's perfect. She has to teach him to read, write, and in some small way understand the world. Robot, curse, kissing, friendship, chivalry, death, and love, all part of the world of Sparks. This volume collects the 5 books, and concludes Joe's story with more than 160 new pages. So I'll let you guys know what this is about.
Cool.
Yeah. So one thing I realized though, even though it's actually signed by the author.
Oh, cool. That's nice.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, that's something to a Rory Root.
That could be you.
I could be Rory Root.
Yeah, fine.
And look at his penmanship, though.
It's pretty.
That's
really
nice.
And
no one looks like that anymore, right?
I can't. So I really don't. I mean, I'm kind of feeling that this is more of an Ironheart. No, Giant Heart. What is that?
Giant Days?
No. The movie with the robots in it.
Oh, Iron Giant.
Iron Giant.
Oh, I love Iron Giant.
I know. I have a feeling that the robot kind of reminded me of the Iron Giant. So I have a feeling that it's kind of gonna be something along that line. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to it. And you know how my temperament can be. If something I'm looking forward to doesn't live up to the expectation, I usually am not very kind to it. So I don't know. I'm kind of like cautiously optimistic.
Who published that? Did you say?
Say that again?
Who published it?
SLG.
Oh, that's yeah, I'd have to ask Reed. Reed has some books by that publisher.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is something I only found out because this particular YouTuber talked about it. Now I have to go and find this YouTuber because I'm feeling terrible that I didn't I'm not mentioning them enough. Yeah.
Cool.
And I also signed up for Marvel Unlimited, and
your life has changed.
My world changed, you guys. I'm freaking out. There's just so much to read. I am like I have this whole thing planned out about different characters that I want to read everything of, because before I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to spend money on trades and stuff. But now I can. So I have this like whole plan of Avengers, Captain America, Punisher, Hulk, whole bunch of lady characters that, they have maxi series, which is mean 12 issues or more, that I wanted to check out. Especially a lot of them are ex ladies. Usually have a lot of like one-offs. And
Go back and read like the I think it was the Rogue series from like 2005 or
yeah. You told me about that one.
Although I was a teenager last time I read it, so I can't say I remember much of it.
Yeah,
but I'll reread it with you.
Okay, so that one, and then whole bunch of things. Like I am just now. I don't even have to buy like other than Marvel omnibuses. I don't have to buy Marvel trades anymore. I'm super excited about this. Like so, yeah. So I did sign up for that.
Nice.
What else? What did you got?
I got some non-book related things. If you hold on here, I got it that I want to share because I've been on a book buying ban. Again, except apparently the Darth Vader omnibus and maybe some other stuff. It's fine. But Reed had to get me the Goose Pop.
Oh, good.
Look at his cute little face.
Cute. I'm so glad you got that.
It's adorable. So I got that also. I mean, you guys may not care about this, but wild thornberries.
Ooh, I love those.
So cute. I had to. They didn't have Eliza, but there's Eliza apparently. But they didn't have her.
That show.
Oh, I did too. It's so good. So I got that, and then Reed got me this big old Wicket. Can you see it?
It's
He's
huge.
big. He's so big. Hold on, here's a regular pop. What?
Oh my gosh.
So that's an inch one?
Oh, Reed is saying Slave Labor Graphics was that publisher that you...
Oh, okay.
He had to poke his head in. What was that? Sorry. What'd you say?
Yeah, I said it's a 10-inch one.
Yeah. I was trying to compare it in my head. So they used to do 12 inches, but yeah, I think this guy's 10, I believe. So he's cute.
All right.
And then I got some floppies, guys, because Maddie knows I have to get the Buffies that are coming out.
Yep, I've been reading it every week.
So this is issue 2.
Every issue.
This is issue 2. I had to get some variants because they're cute. And then I had to get Assassination to support Kyle. So this is out now. If you guys haven't read it, I know it's a floppy, but it's worth it. And you guys can support friend of the show, Kyle Starks.
It's a meaty floppy, honestly. Like a lot happens in that first issue. Like you'll get hooked. No question.
And if you like the Squirrel Girl art, this is an Erica Henderson. And then issue 3 of Buffy, the Giles variant. Because beautiful. Giles. And this is a good one. I love how he looks on here. It's really good. So I got floppies, guys. That's pretty weird.
How is the Buffy series going so far?
It's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
The art's beautiful. The story's really interesting. And this is coming from like, I'm sure Kristan agrees. I've seen all of Buffy.
Mm-hmm. Like a million times. Yeah.
Yeah, a million times. And I am like so excited to be back at the beginning and have no idea where this is going.
Well, I think that's the best part, because I mean, as you have as well, since I was a teenager, I've rewatched this show like a million times. I know everything that happens. You can't surprise me anymore. I've seen it all. So that I think that is what is so great about it. Like the characters are completely different, or if they're not that different, like it's good that they're not, like Buffy's still Buffy, they're not going that crazy. Yeah.
Like
it's very interesting. And I keep being like, yay, what's this character going to do? Are they even going to bring in this character? What are they going to look like? Like, you just don't even know. And it's fantastic. People were losing their minds about it. I'm like, we'll always have Buffy the TV show. We'll always have seasons, all these seasons. I'm fine. Yeah. Let's do some different stuff. Like, what's the big deal? And it's good.
Different? Oh my God.
That never happens on the
Never.
internet.
It never happens ever.
But I just love that it's working, because I probably would have been like at least bummed out, like, oh, there's a new Buffy series, it's terrible, but it's not. It's great.
They made good decisions. I think bringing on Dan Mora was the best thing they could possibly do for the art. Like, Buffy needed a severe change in the art department when it came to comics. And they made the correct decision. I
mean, I liked a lot of the season art.
Yeah.
But if you go way back, though, it's bad.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Oh, wait, how bad?
Ooh, like real bad. Hold on. You want me to show you some old stuff?
When they make comics of like TV shows, they want it to be so realistic to the character that they really miss the mark.
Yeah, like
Moore knows how to do it well.
That's not Willow. What is that? Who is she? Not Willow. That's just some of the really old stuff. Like, it got way better anyway.
So just like I wanted to kind of say that the sparks that I just showed off, it was actually suggested by For the Love of Comics. That's the YouTube channel. I actually saw some of his videos. He's very passionate about his comics and, you know, very knowledgeable. And he actually focuses a lot more on he does all of them, like, you know, DC, Marvel, whatever you want to call it. But I think he focuses a lot more on indie comics as well, which it's, you know, depending on your choice, you can say whatever. But he talked, like, you know, he had a 10 minutes video on this, and he pretty much sold me on this book. So yeah, go check out his channel, and also I'll let you know about the book. So yeah, all right, sorry.
I'm gonna check him out. As far as what I read the first volume of Immortal Hulk, which is on Comixology Unlimited. If anybody hasn't read it, only the first one, but I really enjoyed it. I gotta know what happens. I really enjoyed it.
That is so good. That is so good. I mean, I read, like, especially I need to wait till you get to issue 7, because something happens in that, like the last page of issue 7, I will never forget, ever.
You make me want to buy it now.
Like, it is, oh my god. I mean, I cannot wait to see where this is going. Like, Al Ewing, if you read his Ultimates, like Loki series, like, it's so amazing. He's really good, really talented, and Immortal Hulk. Oh my god. I'm freaking out. Anyway, all right, sorry.
Yeah, there's a hardcover coming in October, right?
Right, it is. So I'm planning on just sticking to, well, now that I have Marvel Unlimited, probably none of that. I'm actually planning on sticking to until they do an omnibus. They will do it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, because this is the only comic that goes to 3rd printing. Every issue goes to 3rd printing. So
yeah, people are hyped. I think it's worth the hype too, at least just from what I've read. Like,
oh my god, like, ooh! And this is your first Hulk series?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
See, and this is like my 4th, and I'm freaking out about it. And you're freaking out this being.
Yeah, it's good.
It's that good. Oh my god! Like, I needed this Bruce Banner Hulk situation to happen. Like, and he's so smart. Hulk is so smart now. That's freaking scary. Oh my god. Huh. Anyway,
Maddie, you should read it. See you.
I will. It sounds really good.
It is. All right. Okay, then.
I also read one of the Cyanide and Happiness books. Have you guys read any of those?
I never loved Cyanide and Happiness.
Yeah,
I read the strips. So is it like a bunch of strips together?
Yeah, all in a book. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't know.
Yeah.
That's something.
I read some on Hoopla, and I've heard about it. I've just never read any of it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask, like, if you have the physical copy.
No.
Oh, okay.
There's like 3, I think.
Oh, I'm gonna send it to my sister because she would love it.
It's really fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good, like, especially, like, I read it right after the Hulk. I was like, I need something to, like, just chill out and relax, you know? Like, it's fun and laughy and not intense.
No, seriously, that was like the first time I slept with the lights on. As an adult, after reading that, I'm like,
it's really intense.
Right. Okay.
Then I read like 7 volumes of the Boom Peanuts series. If you guys don't know what that is, it has a lot of the old strips, like the Sundays. It's all in color. And they're doing, they're bringing in like different writers and artists to like do new strips. They're not really strips, I guess, so, because it's in comic form, it's a trade form. Which I know probably sounds like no one should do that, but Schultz. But like they're really fun, and they keep they talk the same, like the spirit is there. So they're all on Comixology Unlimited, 7 of them, at least 8, I think. So I've been binging those. They're very fun. Again, it's one of those things, it's lighthearted. I was able to read it at work because it's not like scary and naked, you know. So you know, Maddie, you're not going to read your book at work, right?
Yeah.
But I also read, this is probably my favorite thing I've read recently. Finally read this, guys. Remember I read all of this?
Yeah.
How is it?
Uncomfortably Happily. It was so good. I loved it. Like, it's nonfiction. The guy who wrote it is, he was putting together a comic, and for like some publisher, he was really unhappy while he did it. This is just some of the art. It's very simple, but I really liked it. And it's a little chunker. But it didn't take that long to, you know, read. Him and his wife, they live in Seoul, and that's how you say it, right? Maddie,
Yeah.
Maddie, you know stuff. And they were like, you know what? This city life, it's too much. Everything's expensive, and there's traffic everywhere, and we're not happy. So they end up moving to like a little house on top of a mountain in like the woods, and like no one's around. Everything's different. They have to walk up and down the mountain to like get into the city. And he's working on his book, but he's unhappy. These aren't the characters like he wants to write. He wants to write his own stuff, but he's the only one making an income, and he has to bring in the money. And it's just a real life story. And you guys know, we talked about it. I want to see people go to the grocery store. Like,
Yeah.
they make their own food. It was very interesting. I just sat down for like 2 hours straight and read through it, and I really, really enjoyed it. I got to learn about like a different culture too, and that was really interesting. And thankfully, like, you know, he starts out really unhappy, and he got to a better place toward the end, and he put this together out of everything that like he went through, and he was really unhappy during that time, but then he was able to write this chunky mess. And I guess when it came out before it was translated, it did really, really well for him, and I just loved it. So
Good.
I really liked it.
So he is Korean?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that's very interesting, though. It's like a Korean comics.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not
Yeah.
like, you know, what is it considered manga still?
No.
Okay. So that
I
means
don't
like,
know. Is there a word for that, Maddie? You know things.
Well, probably Nashville's maybe. Yeah, there's a word for there's like Korean manga. It's just called something else.
Yeah, I can't think of it because
like
I've heard it.
MANHUA or like MANWHA maybe or something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to pronounce it well because I've read some Korean manga, like more like typical style.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, it's not like right to left.
yeah,
because I was under the impression that I don't know why when I first read it that I thought that they moved to Korea after, like, you know, and then wrote it, but that's
No, I think they were already there, and they just moved to this house in the middle of nowhere. And I don't know, everything that happened, I found it fascinating. It may not be for everyone because like it's just a real life story, so nothing crazy and fantastical happens. Some of it's like over the top, like you kind of have to be when you tell a nonfiction story to a certain extent to make it interesting. You'll see what I mean if you ever read it, but like some of the cats talk sometimes, like things like that. Like they're clearly not talking, right?
Things that I love that.
Yeah, I love it too. So I was like, oh, this is great. So I don't know. I really, really enjoyed this. I understand why I think it won some award, and I'm just happy. It made me so happy that he did well because I was like, they were struggling so much that I was like, ooh, this, and then this did well. I'm so happy for him. I don't know. I loved it. So I think you guys may enjoy this.
Yeah,
no, it sounds right up my alley.
I'm gonna be ordering it or like trying to see. Oh, it's by Drawn and Quarterly. That means it's in in-stock trades.
Should be, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's
and
fine.
I love this cover. It's like clearly recycled. I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know why I'm touching it like you're gonna see something different. You can tell from the color. Whatever. The other thing I read is I'm just on a nonfiction kick. It's called Dumb Living Without a Voice. by Georgia Weber. This is Fantagraphics. I got some in my library. Actually told my library to order it, and they were like, fine. And I was like, great. So that's fun. This was interesting. I don't know that I would recommend it. The art was interesting. The story was interesting, but I think it was so true to life that I was kind of like, oh, what else happened? You know what I mean? But it is fascinating. Like, what happens is Georgia, the author and writer, one day while she's talking, she's such a big mouth. She's just a talker. She loves talking to people. She talks, she sings, she does everything. And her voice starts hurting. She's like, that's not great. I'll wait a month. And then it still kind of hurts and gets a little worse. She's like, I'll go to the doctor in like another month. So then she finally goes to the doctor because she's like, oh, this is bad. And the doctor's like, we don't really know what's happening with you. So, you know, this is what you should do. It'll at least heal within like 6 months. Something happened and you messed up your voice somehow, right? So she has to basically not talk for 6 months. And it's fascinating because she had to quit her job. She worked at a cafe. She couldn't have her job and not be able to talk. Like, getting around with like a notepad and trying to communicate. Something you don't even, I mean, so it was fascinating in that aspect. Like, you don't even think about it right now. We couldn't have a show. I couldn't tell you about this book.
Yeah.
Without talking, right? Like,
I think I did a show like that one day.
You did.
Like, I was like, oh God, I can't speak. But then, you know, but I could speak a little bit.
Yeah.
But
well,
yeah.
and she could. It just like hurt, and it would make her injury worse, I guess. So she didn't talk as much as possible. And when it ended, spoiler alert, you don't really know what happens. So the doctors really couldn't figure it out for her, and it never healed. So I don't know if that's what happened. I haven't looked it up. But I think that's what got me, because I'm like, I want to know what happened, and I'm interested, but like, what happened, right?
But it's a nonfiction, so it's not a fiction. Okay. That's
So like, and some of the art is like really interesting, like there's weird scribbles, and it really shows the frustrations that she like had going through all of this. And she ended up like, she literally couldn't get a job anywhere. Like, nobody would hire her. She went through a disability office. No one would hire her. Like, so she had to get, you know, temporary disability. And that's a big process that, again, we're so fortunate we've never had to go through, right? That like people have to go through all the time, and apparently it's very difficult, and that sucks. I don't know. So I did learn a lot, and I was very interested. So if you're interested, currently on the damages sale, I don't think anybody bought it, so it's like $6 on IST.
Ooh, that changes things. All right.
And that's what I read.
So I don't know where Maddie got off to.
Oh, did she leave?
Laptop died. She will be back. Okay. So while Maddie's coming back, I want to talk about the shit that I read. And I actually have been reading some literal shit these days.
Oh, no.
Like, seriously, I can't catch a break.
Crystal Fighters?
Right.
I took that to Second and Charles the other day.
Right, you did.
I thought you would think that's funny, yeah.
Okay, so at least Crystal Fighter had something going on for it. Like, I mean, you know, friendship. Yay, we are two old ladies to appreciate that. So the first thing long thing that I read was Nick Spencer's Captain America run. Like, so the whole, hi Maddie, welcome back.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so I was just talking about the shit that I read. And then, so Nick Spencer's Captain America run, I kind of read all of that. You know that if it has Captain America on the title, I gotta read it. So I have thoughts. Like, I really enjoyed the Sam Wilson's, and you know, it was very real life, very like, you know, current political situations, especially with race relations and everything that was talked about, police brutality. There was no subtlety. Like, you know, I don't think Nick Spencer is someone who is for that. So I recommend that part. Then came Steve Rogers' Hail Hydra, like Hydra Cap. I don't know, man. I don't know. It was really weird. It was really weird. Like, I couldn't handle it. Like, it was equivalent of, I don't know, like, it was really bad. Like bad in the sense like it wasn't bad. Like I understand what was going on. Like
Yeah.
it was literally idea of like because Cap is American Dream. Like he's pretty much a symbol for American Dream, and literal like exploration of what happens if American Dream gets infected with fascism. Like
Yeah.
how bad it's going to be, and the fact that everyone trusts him blindly. Like when when it comes out that he is Hydra, everyone's reaction is, "Oh my God, he's being mind washed. He's been brainwashed." Like it doesn't even cross anyone's mind he may be doing this. Like and how scary that is. Like especially for that universe, Marvel universe, and everything. So I kind of understand, but the whole thing, like that there's an image of him kneeling in front of Red Skull with a Hydra insignia on his eye. I actually wanted to throw up. Like that was not good. Like it was one of those situations like, okay, why are you getting so upset by this? Like,
Yeah.
but, not good. Not good, guys. Like I wanted to just crawl, like, just get into a fetal position and just go, stop doing this. But anyway, well, I'm now so psyched to read Ta-Nehisi Coates' run because it's apparently all about how he's coming back from the repercussion of that and trying to earn back everyone's trust again. So I'm really looking forward to that. So that was the sole reason for me for reading this, because I wanted to just go straight to that, but then it was kind of mentioned that you're not gonna get the emotional aspect of it because it's a direct transfer from that. So I don't know. Let's see what happens. And then I read Gotham City Garage. Maddie, don't.
No, it's not very good. I know it's not. And I have the figure and everything.
I know. I was just gonna say, you know why I got it, right? Because of the figure behind you. Because
so
I saw that, I'm like, ooh, where's that from? Then I looked it up.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, there is that. And then I read.
It's an interesting premise, but it just does not deliver.
Oh my God, so bad.
Just the same way he's like, oh yeah, this isn't
like
good.
Those two are now on my probationary list because this is the second ding. Like, I was like, no. Like it just doesn't go anywhere. Like, oh my God. Like it's just moments after moments of so much enthusiasm. Like I'm like, whoa, that's so cool. Whoa, that's so cool. And then
yeah, and I understand what DC is trying to do, but part of me is just like, instead of doing like an Elseworlds thing with your women, why can't we just have like our women team up in like a regular comic in like the regular timeline? Why does it always have to be like alternate timeline?
We don't want to do that.
Yeah, we can. Oh no, we can't have them actually hang out. Like, no,
I don't want to do that.
Why can't we have everyone hang out and do stuff together?
But you have Marvel for that. They do Force, and then the subsequent it. So
well, DC doesn't want anyone to be happy, right?
Like that's
no, they hate me. It's all Tom King's fault.
That was why is this on?
Everything's Tom King's.
It always is.
But the thing is, like, I was really disappointed because I was so excited how cool everyone looked, right?
I know.
Like with and everything.
The
everyone
was so nice, and they it's garbage.
Honestly, by the way, though, I cannot stand Kara. I mean, that girl gotta go. Like she is like this is like not. I was after Supergirl being super. I wanted to read everything of Kara, like whatever her name is.
Yeah,
but she's like an antithesis of Fariha.
Like, well, no one knows how to write her. That's the problem. They look at this person, and first of all, one, they don't take her seriously. A woman who is as strong, if not stronger, than Superman. Two, no one knows how to write her. No one knows what they're doing.
Okay.
Wait, did you just say someone doesn't take a woman seriously? That never happens.
I know you're surprised.
Ever.
I know you're surprised.
Like, ever. Like, so... but yeah, I was so disappointed. I was like, oh, this is so bad. This, like, yeah. So unrecommend. Like, ugh. Following that, I read Days of Hate by Alice Scott. Now, imagine this is a political thriller set in 2022 where America, after a second civil war, has become a police state. And the protagonists are two, a couple, are queer women who are a couple who were torn apart after a tragedy strike. It's a book written for me. that Gotham City Garage didn't go anywhere. That book, I'm like, what happened? Like, I had a Kristan moment. What? Like, I was literally, I was like, like Kristan had that moment when she's like, what's the point? Like, what happened? Like, I had that moment. Like, I was like, what? Like, the art was so, art was so bad. Like, it wasn't bad. It was like so over stylized. Like, I don't have it with me. It's actually over there because I'm planning on just selling it. Like, it was so over stylized that I wasn't even sure what was going on. And it was colored by Jodie Belair, who is like a superstar when it comes to coloring and stuff. But I don't know what direction she was given that make everything so much darker that I couldn't tell what was going on. Most egregious thing was people's skin tones started changing that you don't know, because there was a black character and there was a white character, and because their faces were so alike, you couldn't tell who was who a lot of the time, having to reread things. And then they were talking about this tragedy that's going to happen that you're gearing up to, but there was no mention of it. So, like, no set up to it. So when it finally happens, I was just more shocked than anything. Like, I was like, okay, like, and it was once again, like, I hate it when the concept and the plot is so good, but when it doesn't land, like, that wasted potential. And this was one of them.
Yeah.
I was so sad. I was really sad.
So you highly recommend it?
Guys, I don't know. Well, to be honest, no, I actually need a second opinion on this. Like, I need someone else to read this. So if you guys can find it in Hoopla, do not spend money on it. But if you find this in Hoopla, I recommend someone read it and let me know if I am right or wrong. Like, either way, I'm like, okay, like, I need to know, because I was like, this, it just had so bad. All right. And then I also read, so now that I got a Marvel Unlimited, I was reading some random books on Marvel, and one of them was Black Panther: Soul of a Machine, written by Fabian Nicieza. Am I saying it right?
Fami Nicieza?
Nicieza? Okay, anyway.
Omar can say it.
Yeah, it's written by him. And so the thing is, this should have been a warning when it says Marvel and Lexus brings you Black Panther, Soul of a Machine. That should have been my warning.
Because a car wrote it.
Oh my god, no! So every car has a Lexus on it. And it was like a car commercial with Black Panther. Weird. It was so weird. And
I'm picturing like a Lexus vehicle sitting down at a laptop and writing their fanfic with Black Panther.
No, seriously. So the Lexus actually solves the problem. Like, it was the MacGuffin. Right. I'm telling you, this was so bad. I was like, oh my god, what happened? And it was like written for like kids. I don't know what was the point of it. So I don't know whether their Lexus is giving out those single issues, what's going on. I know that, well, Black Panther movie, was it Lexus or Audi? Because I know that Iron Mans are all Audi. So
I don't know.
I think, oh no, Black Panther, they did have a Lexus in it. Like, the car that he was in, like, that was self-driving, that was Lexus. And I think it was because of that partnership or something. It was not good, guys. And I don't think it's outside of Marvel Unlimited anyway. So I did the job for you. You don't have to. And then I read Storm by Greg Pak during the Marvel Now run. That was good.
Good.
It was pretty good. Like, I don't know if you have read it. Either of you read it?
No.
Okay, so do read that. That was like, Storm just going around being badass. And I really enjoyed it. And most of them are one-shots. Like, like her doing different things. Like, oh, solving this and that. And then, being I wish there was a couple that showed her being a principal of the office, of the school. Because she was. There wasn't a lot of that. But otherwise, it was pretty good. So that's all I have read. Oh, and I also started reading Silver Surfer by Dan Slott.
Nice.
So
My dad just finished that. He really liked it.
did you? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll steal it sometime.
Well, that's it's actually having great art. Like, I don't know what you guys think about Mike Allred's art.
I like it. Yeah.
Like iZombie, like So I personally like him, but I know a lot of people have other thoughts. So I mean, I read only 2 issues, and so far I enjoyed it. So, all right, what else we got?
Well, it's probably a good time to stop, only because I want to say that because I am so hungry.
Okay.
But we can't tell everybody, next week we'll talk about the cons, what we're going to be at. So look out for that. Free and I will be at C2E2. So we can be there. Maybe you'll run into come say hi, please. So yeah, and don't forget to check out in-stock trades. There's a damage sale for 70% off all damaged, and their damage isn't even real damaged. So
plus the coupon code St. Patty's Day gets you an extra 3% off. 73% off.
That's crazy.
Can't beat it.
Right. And so the thing is, like, we do have a show next. Yeah, we will have a show
next Sunday. Yeah.
Okay. So I may not be able to join that because I will probably be flying back at that time.
Well, we can play it by ear too.
Yeah. But anyway.
So we'll just see.
Yeah. And also do check us out. We have a Twitter. What's our Twitter handle?
At Fangirlz Live. Fangirls with a Z Live.
Right. And we also have an Instagram at Fangirlz with a Z Assemble. Right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Nailed it.
So do check us out. We do put our pick of the weeks over there, and then just random shit that we think about. We will have a lot more C2E2 coverage there. I am very excited to meet Jonathan Hickman. I'm kind of freaking out of it. I know Maddie is excited to meet Terry Moore, and we are both excited to meet a bunch of ladies. Different, like, especially artist-wise. There seem to be a lot of
Tar.
Yeah. So a lot of them coming. So we're very excited to see that. So would you do check us out? So before we sign off, any pick of the week?
West Coast Avengers, done.
Yay! Sweet and simple.
Yeah, and I get to meet some Buffy people. So I get to meet cool people, guys. Whatever. Anyway, uncomfortably happily.
You are going to the LexCon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Will you just stay? Will you take like a picture from far away of Billie Piper for me?
Oh yeah, I can do that.
I love her so much.
They may scream at me, but I'll try.
It's fine.
I'll do my best.
Oh,
but yeah, my pick of the week, uncomfortably happily. That's mine.
So, and my pick of the week will be what I wanted to do last week, but I forgot. Immortal Hulk by Al Ewing. The 2 trades are out. Please read it. Please, 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 please. It's so good. Oh my god, I can't. But anyway. All right. Well, see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Night.